Howdy. So, I have thought this over multiple times, and I have decided to officially quit. There for many reasons. First and foremost, my heart's just not in it anymore, like it was a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years ago. And because I'm growing up. I made this YouTube channel as a 12 or 13-year-old kid, and I'm just not that anymore. I don't know. The boy I was when I made this channel and when I started making videos is not the person I am today. And I word that in a very specific reason, or in a very specific way for a very specific reason. But it's just, it's not there anymore. There's nothing in me that feels like keeping this around is necessary. And I feel like it'd be better if I just say it's over than if I just leave it up in the air. And if I just go away without saying anything. So I'm officially calling it quits here. So, thank you for 4 years of being entertained by me. I'm gonna keep this channel around as a sort of time capsule and as a sort of record of me growing up and growing into this person that I've become, this identity that I have. And I've thought of identity as, I've thought of it a lot over the past 4 years, actually let's pinpoint and say the last year, to be more specific. Actually, I have my computer right here. I'd like to read a sentence or two out of my college essay. One of the first sentences I wrote in my college essay: identity is a difficult concept to grasp. And I not only wrote that as just part of my essay, but I've wrote that as something I've realized in life, in growing up, in becoming who I am today, who is not the Jake you knew, the Jake you watched. In fact, I find I bear little to no resemblance with Jake anymore. I've grown up and I've grown out of who I was and who I am and who I will be, and it's all changing, you know? It's all fluid, I guess, to say. I hope you can kind of see what I'm getting at. But, yeah. I don't know. I've seen myself grow out of what I used to be super into, one of which being sports. I grew this channel on sports, video games, on talking about sports, on all that. And while I still maintain my love for the athletic realm, it's not where my heart's at anymore. I would say my true love right now is music, and it's been that way for a couple of years. I'm in a band, actually. I've grown up and grown out of who I was, and this is a relic of who I was, not who I am. I look around this room and I think of who I am, not who I was. And I look at this YouTube channel and I think of who I was, not who I am. There's a very big distinction to be made. And while this room was who I was, it's now who I am. This room is also the host to countless of my YouTube videos. So I figured, where else to film it other than here? So all this is to say thank you very much for 4 years of my life that I would not trade for the world. But all good things must come to an end. To take the words of Mark Hoppus, I guess this is growing up.